Hi there, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. I'd like to tell you a little bit about this horse, Lightning. Lightning came to me a little less than a month ago. He's doing really, really well in his training. I like him a lot, and I want to tell you a few of the things that I do like about him most and show you the things that we're working on right now. Lightning is a 4-year-old paint, and boy, I think he's got a lot of potential. He's really, really soft to the hands, soft to the legs. He really rounds his back out and gets athletic like not really many horses do. So anyway, before I go ahead and talk too much, let's go ahead and start moving them around some. What I really want to teach these young horses from day one is how to balance themselves really, really well and to do it by themselves. I don't want to have to hold them too much. So what I'll do is I'll go walk them forward, and then I'll use my inside leg and inside rein to bend them in a circle. And when they're in the proper shape, I'll release them. So here he's a little resistant, and then he feels good there. I'll put my hand down. And there he's in a good shape right there. What this does is it really helps teach a horse to hold their shoulders up, bend around their rib cage, and keep their head and neck in all by themselves. After not too long, I expect him, whether we're walk, trot, or canter, if I turn him to the right or left, he's going to adopt that shape just because we were practicing this all the time. Every time you turn left, I'm pushing his rib cage out to the right, bending his head and neck in to the left, and I'm releasing them. That release is so important because that's what says this Lightning is the shape that I like. Right here, when I have no pressure on the reins, that's the right answer. Oh, there's a little pressure, that's the wrong answer. So every time he gets straight and a little stiff through the body, I'll apply a little leg and rein. Every time he's doing it right, like right there is beautiful, I'll release everything, walk him forward, that's a reward. Right hand, right leg, bend him around this right leg. Wait until he softens. There, feels good. I'll put my hand down. And there, he maintained that for 3 or 4 strides all by himself. I love that. Let him loose. Left hand, left leg. Pull, release when it's soft. There, he maintained that beautifully. Right hand, right leg. I just kind of zigzag all across the arena, going back and forth. Really, really good for them to start teaching them balance and to get soft off your hands and legs. Really great exercise for these younger type of horses. Not a whole lot of pressure involved. It's pretty simple for them to understand. I'll do it mostly at the walk until they get it really, really good, and then I'll start to do it a little bit at the trot as well. But when I go to the trot, I'll have to ask for a little bit less bend at the beginning so they can maintain that forward motion. It's just a little bit more difficult for the young ones, or the older ones that don't know it and are kind of stiff, really. Just a little bit tougher to do that at the beginning. So that looks pretty good. What I want to do now is I'm just going to trot him in some circles around here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him in a circle. If he leaves the circle, I'll let him lead 4 or 5 strides to the left or right, and then I'll just pull him back on the circle. So again, I'm telling him if I put you on a circle, that means stay on the circle. If you leave it, no big deal, I'll just bring you back to it. So that's the part where off the circle there's a little pressure, that's the wrong answer. On the circle there's no pressure, that's the right answer. That's how we can make it clear for our horses to understand. So I'll just ask him to go up to a trot, squeeze, good boy. So here's my circle. He doesn't have to be on it perfect by any means, he's just a youngster. Right here, he's kind of going too far out to the right. I'll bring him back to the left, just point his nose, and then I'll put him loose. He's kind of jogging a little bit, I'll just sit it right here. He's got a real smooth little trot right here, so I don't need to be posting too much. That's a good boy. I'll ask him to collect a little bit right here too. Squeeze him with my legs. Make a little contact on the reins. Really nice. For such a limited amount of rides, which today is his ride number 13, boy, he's really getting to understand softness and collection. Such an athletic and natural horse. Good boy. Squeeze, pick up on the reins. Excellent. Very good. I like that. And then I'll just go ahead and do the same thing at the lope. I'll squeeze, kiss. Excellent. Again, just like the trot, his lope is smooth, it's consistent, got a really nice rhythm to it. So notice my hands are far enough forward that I'm not keeping him in the circle. I'm letting him choose it. I'm not really on his face. Now he's cutting in a little bit. And here he switched leads. I'm going to push him up. There we go. This horse is so natural in his leads, it's ridiculous. If he thinks about going right, he does flying lead changes to the right. Not that I'm really asking for that or anything like that. It's just so natural and easy for him because he's got a lot of athleticism and talent. But when he gets broke enough to start asking for lead changes, it's going to be so simple to teach him. But notice how he kind of keeps his arc really nice for himself. Here he's cutting in, I'll just pull him out, and then back on the circle. Make it really simple for your horses to understand these exercises, especially when they're just youngsters. I mean, you know, he's a 4-year-old, so he is young, but when I say youngsters, I mean horses with limited experience. You know, 13 rides, oh, there he changed leads again. I'm gonna push him up, and there he got it back again. So you see right there, he didn't do anything wrong. He just thought about something and tried it. I'm not gonna be upset with that. I'm just gonna push him up and say, when you change leads and went on the right lead, I didn't ask for that. So the way that I'm gonna let him know is applying a little pressure. I squeezed him a little with my right leg. I cluck, 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 and said speed up. And because he's so talented, he just changed leads right away, and then I let go of the pressure. Now I'm gonna ask him to collect a little bit at the lope. Squeeze, pick up on the reins, and boy, that feels good. He's really soft to my hands, but more importantly than that, some horses get real soft to your hands, but they don't do too much with their back. He really rounds up his back and gets athletic. This horse, he's gonna be able to do just about anything in whatever discipline you like him to go in, because it's so easy for him to get athletic. So right here, squeeze with my legs, pick up on his face just a little bit, and his stride is getting a little shorter, a little higher, because he's pushing with his hind end and lifting a little bit with his front end. Really nice and pretty and simple. What I'll do now is I'll start working on a few guiding exercises. Even though he doesn't really know that the neck rein means go left or right, I'm still gonna apply it, and then I'm gonna help him with that inside rein. So indirect rein, direct rein, ask him to go left. As soon as he does, release. Good boy. And then I'll guide him back to the circle. There, he switch leads again, push him up, there we go. So I'll go, what I like to do is I'll go like 3/4 of a circle and then make a turn. So every now and again I'll make those turns to just teach him nice and slow and easy. So right rein, left rein, release. Now if I was kind of having him in that shape and he kept on going right, then I'd start asking with my right leg for him to follow with his shoulders. All this is a learning thing. I'm gonna say right rein. He's gonna say, well, what does that mean? And then I say, oh, it means that you look left and go left. So right rein, left rein, now right leg, because he's not really going left, and there, as soon as he did, I let him out of it. Let's go forward, please. Good boy. I'll bring him in the middle and ask for a stop. I'll sit down deep, take my legs off, and he's really starting to hunt that stop now. I just kept my hands off his face. Now he's not stopping every single time, and they rarely do at this stage. If he didn't stop, all I do is I gather him up, I tap my legs, 1, 2, 1, 2, get him to back up a few steps, and then turn him loose. And I said, when I sit down like that, Lightning, it means come back to me. That's all I want him to think right now. But he hunted that. You know, he was really looking for that stop anyway. He did a great job there. What a good boy. Very important after you work these youngsters a little bit, let their muscles fill back up with some oxygen. All right, he's breathing a little bit. Not a big deal. He didn't work too hard, but he did work a little bit. So I'll just let him sit here, get his energy back, get the air back in his muscles, and then we'll go ahead and work on some other things. While we're sitting here, I might as well just teach him that no matter where I'm pulling from, I want him to give to that. I don't want any resistance, no matter if I'm pulling left, if I'm pulling right, if I'm pulling on both reins at the same time. There's one answer to that, and that's get off my hands, come and give back to me. He's doing a phenomenal job. Again, some horses are just more talented than others. Lightning just happens to be pretty talented at a lot of things that he does. It makes my job a little bit easier. I don't mind that at all. Those other horses that take a little longer to learn, no problem. You just kind of hold them and you wait. When they get off, pitch them loose, show them that that's the right answer. What a good boy, Lightning. What I'll do now, he's got a little bit of air back in his system. I'll walk him in these small little circles here, bend him around my left leg, but I'll have my right rein available. And what I'm going to start to do is really reinforce that neck rein a little bit, and I want to teach him that his shoulders follow his nose when I press him with that neck rein. So right now that neck rein's not on, so all he needs to do is make a nice soft circle. What I'll do is I'll take my left leg off, I'll kind of keep his nose bent around, I'll press with my right rein and my right leg, and I want him to start spinning. And there, he took a few really nice steps right there. I'll push him back out with my inside leg and get him back on these little circles. So I want to start in a nice soft circle, and I want to finish in a nice soft circle. That way, during the spin and that shoulder yield, it's usually going to maintain some pretty good softness. So here, take off my left leg, press with my right rein and my right leg. Wait until he starts pushing. Well done, Lightning. Very good. He's keeping his back end very stable. Matter of fact, he's pivoting on that outside back leg. A lot of people don't really like it when their horse pivots on their outside back leg. I personally, when I'm teaching them, I prefer it because what it usually does is it locks the hind end in place a little bit better. And then as they progress with their training, if they have the talent to move on and gain more speed, they'll naturally just have to stretch out a little bit more and get a little more forward to pick up that speed, and they'll get off that outside leg. But it really stays nice and clean if they manage to do that at the beginning. So press him over here. He's not really listening to my leg, so I'm going to tap it, tap, tap, and now he's listening again. Now I'm just going back to pressing. Really like that right there. Good boy, Lightning. Now I'll change arcs here. Bend him to the right, right leg, right rein. My left rein is just kind of dangling over there. Open up the right, press with the left, step him through. Really light right there. He's staying really light to my hands and getting off that leg beautifully. I just pressed him with that calf right there. Asked him to come through, and he's doing a nice job. You know, he's already got really nice cadence. It's not going to be very hard to teach him to speed up a little bit. Press. Oh, you see how he just seeped that? I'm going to walk him forward, sit down, ask him to stop. That was too pretty, too nice to even keep on going right there. When they do something really exceptional, let them know that you liked it. Good boy. As soon as I opened up the door, close it on the left, he just pushed over there and just assumed that position immediately. I absolutely love what he did. You can tell he's really thinking. I love how his ears kind of keep on going from back to forward right there. He's saying, are we going to do this spin right here? What are we going to do? He's really paying a lot of attention to me. Open up the right, press with the left. Excellent. Good boy, Lightning. What a nice boy. All right, now what I might do is just lope him a little bit on the left circle. Work on a couple of turns right there. Actually, we loped him to the left the first time around. Let's lope him to the right. Back him a few steps. I'm going to use what I just taught him to yield those shoulders and teach him how to roll back here. He's already sucked back on his hindquarters. That's what I like. Get back a little bit. Now I'm going to press him with that left rein and leg. Half a spin and go. When I start teaching rollbacks at the beginning, I want slow and correct. And it's really not technically a rollback because he's not lifting and going. It's just a half spin. I'm just teaching lightness in the shoulders, control. I don't want him to do anything too fast and too crazy right now. He's got the talent to speed it up. I'm not ever worried about that. But if I get it too fast too soon, he's going to start losing a little confidence. It's not what I'm looking for in my horse. I want slow and correct at the beginning and then gradually increase the speed. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ask for a lope here. Good boy. So again, if he leaves the circle like right here a little bit, I'll put him back on. Good. Hands out there forward. Give him a nice loose rein. Let him know he's doing the right thing. Here he's thinking about going too far left. I'll just pull him back on the circle, turn him loose. Now up here at the top of the circle, left rein, right rein, bring him through. Once we get back to the circle, start circling again. Then I'll go another 3/4 of a circle or so probably about right where that camera is. Left rein, right rein. Good. He's really following his nose with his shoulders. He's getting much better at that. He's picking it up very easily. Bring him through the middle right here. Ask for that stop. Keep my hands forward. Sit. Look at that. What a good boy. He's hunting that. He's strong in his hind end and light in the front. And for a few rides that he's had, he's really natural about that. Very, very nice boy. Let him rest here. Tell him he did a good job. Again, just go ahead and reinforce. If I pull, you give. That's a little rule that I have. I don't want him pulling back on me, so I want to wait here until he gives. Get back. There we go. As long as he's soft to me, I'm going to be soft to him. Good boy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and walk him forward and teach him to get off my legs a little bit better. I'm going to do a series of leg yields. And what a leg yield is I'll tilt him in one direction and I'll use that same leg to push him off. And I want him to go forward and to the side at about equal energy. So about a 45-degree angle, 50% forward, 50% to the right or left. What this does really good is it teaches your horse to get soft off your legs and go left and right, but also by tilting their nose to that to the opposite side of the direction of travel. It keeps him really, really soft. So I'll walk him towards the camera, hands forward here. I'll tilt his nose to the right, press with my right leg, get a couple steps, release, tell him good boy. So that release there, that's how he knows he did it right. Come walk him straight through here, get my hands prepared, tilt his nose, press with my right leg. I'm gonna cluck here, he's lost a little bit of forward. Go forward, there we go. It's not a side pass, okay? I taught him that first to help teach him this. This, I want a little bit more engagement, a little more collection. I want him to go forward and push into it. Press. Much nicer there. And he even started to soften his head and neck too. At the beginning, I basically just want them looking in the direction that I'm pointing. I don't want them necessarily collecting themselves. I don't want to say I don't want them to. I'd love it if they did right off the bat, but they don't learn that way. First, they just need to look there and go that way. Once they get confident in that, then they'll start to get a little bit more collected. And if they don't, you just hold on a little longer and wait to reward them until they start to collect their whole body. You feel that softness and rounding through the back. Go ahead and get him off my left leg here. Tilt him. Press. Let's cluck a little. Go forward. There we go. See what he did? He kind of slowed down and started to just side pass. That's not the exercise I'm working on, so I wanted to push, 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 go forward, forward, forward. Tilt his nose. I like that. So that last time I asked him to do it, I was cluck, 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 clucking. I said, go forward, go forward. He says, well, might as well go forward when you press with that leg. See, that's the type of thing that he did. Technically, he did the wrong thing. I didn't ask him to trot, but he was paying attention. He was thinking. I love my horses when they do. Again, I pressed him with that leg. He thought trot forward because that's what I told him to do the time before. There's a really nice soft leg yield right there. So I'm not gonna, tell him anything otherwise right there. I love the effort that he's given me. As long as my horses are giving me effort, I'm gonna reward that, even if it's, not technically the right thing. Press. Almost a little more forward, please. There. Good boy, Lightning. Good boy. Now I'll just do a series of a couple stops and rollbacks just to get him on his hind end a little bit better. Hands forward. I want to sit down. Now I want to grab hold of him, bounce my legs a little bit. Get back, please. Every time he gets back, I let him go just a little bit. Show him that softness is going to be rewarded. Press him through. Good. He was a little sluggish when I first pressed my leg, but then he got it. Not a big deal at his stage right here. Sit, legs forward. Bounce my legs now. Left, right, left, right. Press him through. Very good boy. What a nice boy. Sit down. Back him. Love on him. Excellent job. So after 13 rides, I'm really impressed with how he's doing right here. He really enjoys the work and he's always eager to come out to learn. Whether we're working on some new groundwork exercises, some new riding exercises, he's like, let's get it done and let's get something going here. I really like that attitude, and it's really important to have that attitude when you're looking for a horse to get really refined. Because if they don't enjoy their job, you better find something else that they will enjoy, because they're just not going to progress very good. So, I think Lightning's going to make himself a nice little Western horse, whether it be reining, cow horses, anything in that general way. He's very quick about himself, very strong and collected. He's a little package, and I like that because they move so much freer and easier. But I think he's got a big future ahead. 13 rides and he's doing this stuff. Imagine 3-4 months down the road how advanced he's going to be. He's going to blow everyone else out of the water, honestly. He's progressing so quickly. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching Lightning today. I know he enjoyed showing you. He always does. So have a good one, and I hope to see you next time. See ya.